There you go. Unmuting and deafening. Hello, hello, hello. Usually we would do that of a good old stream today, but unfortunately, with that of how my internet is acting with me, we're going to do a bit of a just record day. But with that being said, we still get it out to the public of that of Runarcana, Arcane Descent, episode 6. We got some plans today. People to see, people to go, things to do. So, as I usually would say, first of all, I need to use these token size.
You can make mine a little bigger if you want.
Nah. So, with that being said, that's of what I would usually say. Inspiration for a recap. We're not doing that today. Instead of trying to figure out what happened last time, instead, as everybody kind of knows the plan of what we're technically trying to get into today, I would like that of the chance of everybody that will get a chance to get that of an inspiration today by telling me a nice, logical, sensical, just something that you did or that you were doing in order to get yourself prepared or like just in general on how you got to level 5 before going to this school.
Hmm,
So
Let me think for a
in
second.
in general, too, as we went from our fourth level to fifth level, like what we did,
What you
the
did
in
to pretty
between
much
bits.
improve yourself to get to level 5. Like you don't have to go fully into detail about everything. Like just a simple like like what did you do to get to level 5? Like because you got that whole scary experience that happened, yes, but that didn't essentially give you the power boost. What did you do to get the power boost you got, you know?
So Mori definitely just after that whole experience, uh, probably sequestered herself off in her room for a little in the room for a little bit behind her curtains, just kind of to herself, leaving for rare moments to gather supplies and whatnot. And to those who cared to really listen and would have heard her working on her items and really trying to upgrade them and be better. And uh, there's definitely was a few moments where, hold on, where things got a little, I guess, spooky in a manner of sense, or speak, with things rattling around and not making sense in the surrounding room. And then on her reemergence, she had quite a few upgrades to her Owler drone, to her staff itself, um, and to quite a few number of items that she had built over the span of however much time we had. Uh, but that's probably all she did.
You guys realistically only had a few days.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, um, I went as a intuitive arcane. My spells naturally come to me. I don't have to take time to learn them like posers. So, I went back up to Piltover in my free time. I ran some more profitable business. Um, and knowing that I would need a cover story for this, uh, and making my cover story that I help Piltoverians. I come from Zon like Santa Claus and help Piltover kids and brighten their day. I did a little bit of actually doing that, which made me use my magic in different ways, which, unlocked, so to say, more magic.
So what you're telling me is your last name is Claus?
Yep, CC Claus.
Claus is the second C.
Not even the second
No,
C, it's
but
CC
but
Claus.
actually, but actually, for my fake backstory, I've been introducing myself as Kathy Cooper.
Mhm. You'll get
So
more into that later. But
it's
yes.
fine.
I do want to say, if at all possible, that Mori, for a very brief period of time, did return back to her home, and essentially filled her father in on everything that was happening, um, pretty much just to ensure that they were caught up and aware of everything, and also to gather the materials that she needed and to make any further edits to her items or herself as is needed.
John probably spent
Alright.
the few days downstairs, not ever actually leaving. Around once a day, he'd kind of just shoot at a wall with his runic spark because he normally just never uses it. And essentially exhausts his use of it for the next 3 days. And spends the rest of the day with his empty flintlock pistol just practicing quick draws because he already knows he can technically reload as many guns as he wants within a short period of time. That's already a skill that he has. It's now just about how quickly can he get himself to aim and shoot from a not already aiming and shooting position. Yeah.
Everyone's out here like, I just did stuff. You're like, I actually trained.
John is a security guard. Nobody here has a gun that they can't already manage, and nobody here needs anything messed with that's actually a gun, so he doesn't have much to do in terms of his craft. He just has the skills that he has and the skills that he needs.
You know?
I guess it's my turn now. I guess first he's gonna be expelling all the drugs out of his system because. So after he gets done expelling all the all the drugs out of his system, I guess he's gonna be more reinforcing himself with magic, trying to make sure things like that doesn't happen again. And he's practicing wait, what's her name again? The Storm Spirit.
John.
Jana.
Jana.
Yeah, practice what she taught him to further improve his magic, so to speak.
Just listening out to the winds. Oh, I guess now I know more. I feel stronger.
I mean, yeah, I like personally. I think it's more like after he expelled the drugs out of his system, he went back to where he was to level 5. That's how I see it,
That's
anyway.
smart. That's smart.
I'll take that. I'll take that. Pretty much cleared himself and got back into contact. Well, not specific D&D contact, but like at least contact with that Jana. I'll take that. You all, I may get you out of your inspiration for the session. May you need it
It
this
scares me
session or
about
not?
the
Who knows?
difficulty. It scares me about the difficulty of the session that we all get inspiration.
So,
Oh, wait a second. Time out, time out. Cece, what are you doing?
Oh,
you had some food on you,
it
bro.
food me. I had to get that food off your chin, my man.
So to start today, since it's been that of the actual few days here going in, you guys will go to um okay, I shouldn't go there. I should go here. Here into that of the University of Piltover. Hoorah, hoorah.
We're here.
Yes, there we go. So, with this place, I wanted to put more so out of character here before we actually get into some of the scenes here and everything that's going on here. As your kind of introduction, somewhat into that of this university will be this map. I kind of just want to leave it somewhat open, and except for like certain places, I will pretty much be like, where you guys think this should go on the map?
Sure.
For here, I
Okay.
will say that of a combination of the labs as well as that of the classrooms are in the middle. You can write that down on the map if you want to put it on the map if you want. I don't care. There is though where I wanted to start here. That of where do you guys think that of the I'm blanking on the name. Basically like all the bedrooms would be, with that being their, yeah, the dorms. All the dorms would be for that of the different people, as there would be different dorms for that of staff, students, basically between that of staff and students, as well as probably a subsection for that of any like guards.
I mean, given the fact that they'd be dorms, I assume they'd have to be the more simple buildings, the blue and whites. Yeah,
Yeah, something over here.
assuming Piltover Academy or the University of Piltover is well populated, and
If
the more in the complex buildings are for, well, real
extracurricular
purposes.
activities.
Yeah.
I'm thinking along the left-hand side.
Yeah,
kind of
these
over in.
blue ones.
Let me just.
Just basically mark the areas you want.
The far back ones are probably like teacher stuff because they're like more separated from the students.
Yeah, if I had to
I
guess.
would imagine.
It's all right. You guys get nice view of Zon down there.
Oh, is that Zon? Then probably not.
Yeah, not there. Not there.
No, but you don't understand. Zon's like, if you look down below, it's kind of like you can side of see down in towards the Zon, into Zon, yes, but like it goes all the way around until you get like up here. Up here is where you get to actual like the port city, like the Piltover port city side of things. Up in the top right.
I don't think dorms be close to that because students be distracted.
Well, Dorn.
Well, it's definitely like it looks down into Zon. You're not going to be like distracted, like, oh, there's stuff happening. Like it'll be like looking down. You
No,
pretty much
it's
see where
it's
gas.
Piltover. It's Piltover. It's the look at all those poor people.
I meant if they were beside the beach, not some, they'd be distracted.
Technically, these wouldn't actually be the poor people down here. These would be like the high end people of Zon because they'd be on like
Yeah, but
topmost top level,
Piltoverians, all to Piltover people, all Zonites are the same.
I guess.
Let's say all of them.
And then somebody can put this down for later. We'll get back to it, but up here is the statue of the great. And then, all right, I just wanted to map this out a little bit for you guys as we kind of go through. We'll pretty much come back, or well, I won't say come back to the map because we're going to be using this map, but this is where we kind of will be just kind of in general back and forth. So you guys will pretty much be able to reveal more and more of the map as we go. But just mostly know a lot of these are just kind of aesthetic at the end of the day. If there's like a lot of buildings or maybe a little bit less than expected, in either case, we'll see. As I would like to actually open this up here now. I will say, this is important for you guys to know as we get into this. You guys, anybody that wants to say obviously that they have like that of a different uniform from before, such as a disguise or something, more so going into this school, or just a different look in general, you may feel free to, when we get to you, each person here. But like, just know, I'm gonna be asking of all of you a kind of question as I get to it. So when I get to the first person here, you'll understand kind of how I'm gonna pretty much represent it. But just note that if you want to like think about how you look at the moment, feel free. But we are going to open up into that of the dorms, but not of the dorms specifically, of the students, that of the staff.
Moiri.
Well, there's 2 staff members. Janitor.
Oh yeah, I guess it could be
technically staff.
janitor.
The issue is that there's one staff building, and you'll know this later, but like the higher up you go, the better it is. So like, if
The
you're
janitors
janitors are probably on the first floor, if not
The
basement.
janitors are out in the fields like Harry Potter. Like Dobby.
Master has given Dobby a sock.
Oh,
Dobby is a
no.
free elf.
That of no, going into here. We open up the kind of like the scene here a bit to that of a professor that's getting ready for that of their kind of first day of teaching, kind of understanding that I'm obviously pointing at somebody here, but I'm not gonna say anything just yet, allowing them to explain, though, kind of like as you're kind of like prepping yourself, your uniform for the day and everything, looking into the mirror. How do you proceed to look, as well as how are you planning to try to prepare for the day?
So, Mori, at the least, is somebody who is always very well prepared. The second that she learned that she was to be filling out a professional role as a professor, she immediately just went home and gathered whatever outfit that she needed, of which I do have a reference to Sling Forward. The one I posted just a second earlier. Up here, if you could toss it on stream or something, I have no idea. Her outfit is very, very professional. It is a what appears to be a very nice, fine white dress shirt that has a very long skirt that kind of comes up to her just below the mid waist. That appears to be kind of buttoned over to one side, as if it could be unbuttoned with some pants below it in case of needed extra flexibility or something like that. With 2 kind of like I forget what they're called, straps over the shoulders to hold it up, as well as a very nice, very professional, and kind of like very finely made tie that is covered in these silvered thorns with a black rose at the bottom, the symbol of the Sinclair family. And the jacket that has been pulled over her shoulders and kept there by the very small chain between each kind of side of it also has a very similar insignia on the back, where it's just a black rose surrounded by silvered thorns. The jacket itself is jet black with silvered accents and detailings along the edges. And her technomancy staff has kind of been modified to look more like an umbrella and function as one, although it adds no
You got a
further
penguin look
uses.
going on?
Kind of a little bit, yeah. On her left hand, or left wrist, is I didn't have the time to draw it, but a very detailed clockwork kind of styled watch that does tell the time, but you can still see the little silver gears turning and twisting inside it whenever you look extremely close. And the leather itself for the wrist strap is black as well.
All right.
The skirt she's wearing, I described it a little bit, but it can be unbuttoned and pulled back to kind of look like a bit of a tailcoat if needed. But there are another pair of pants underneath it, as well as some heeled shoes. But that is mostly it. I mean, she also has her glasses, of course, but otherwise, she looks
And
as she always does.
what's your color? What's your main color of your suit?
The main color of the suit is black and white with silvered accents.
All right.
It's a little villainous looking, but that's her aesthetic and her family's aesthetic. So
Okay, prepared.
she's
pretty fancily prepared and everything.
of course.
And you don't have to tell. You don't have to say anything yet for this. So, just hold on a second. But I will say, as you're kind of like preparing yourself, getting all ready for that of the day, you proceed to, maybe even try to prepare once again, whether you rehearsed a few times or maybe this is your first time rehearsing it. In either way, maybe you're rehearsing that of what you're going to be teaching today and how you're going to be teaching, going over the lecture. And as soon as you go to like kind of prepare yourself, you hear that of a kind of like a just basically two knocks at the door. Knock, knock.
Does this door have like a look through, like a pinhole, or what is it called? The like kind of one of those little like eye hole things that you look through in a door, or is it just like a straight up fucking door?
I'm going to explain two things here. One being that of the room that I forgot to explain earlier, because the room that you are in, I just want to say, first of all, you are on that of the fourth floor out of the fifth floor, out of 5 floors, and you have that of a staff dorm, basically being that of more spacious than what you would, more spacious and more luxurious than most of the other, probably even 4 or 5 star like luxury hotels might even have out there, as you have even that of a nice view with nice curtains, fancy and comfortable beddings, rugs to match aesthetics. Basics for any bit of the fancy without going just over the top, though. You basically have that of what would they call it? A 3-star patio or something like that?
A balcony. Yeah, pretty much.
Pretty much just like you have a whole bunch of space for what feels like no reason. But you look over to that of the door as a door knocks. There is that of like a peephole, but it's not like one that you can have to see. It would be one you would have to like basically actually no, never mind. I was thinking for a second these ones did. No, these don't actually. These are actually just like normal doors without anything on them. That I was
It's
thinking
like a security issue. She will wait for a second or two and then walk over to the door and open it. Not very quickly or anything, but just swings it open. Stands there very, as she always does, very professionally, very perfect posture almost.
So you did like open the door, or do you just like waiting?
Yes, opens the door.
You open the door, you open the door and you see two people that are at the very moment in probably a slight bit stranger getup than some others that you would see around, but you see that of two people somewhat similar looking, that seem to be looking back at you, somewhat confused. Now, I'm trying to get their pictures here. Hold
Oh, I forgot to add my inspiration die. Where do we log inspiration?
There's
So if you
a
open
little
up
thing.
your character sheet, there's a little star next to your level.
Got it. I see it. Thank you. Thank you.
There we go. You see that of two faces, one of a what seems to be like somewhat dirty to get up, but very very many type of tools around their belt, around that, even like some of their face, a pencil, goggles, stuff like that, with a very nice and well cut mustache actually, who seems seems like to be more of like thinking about a response to say at the very moment, as you will see that of the other person next to him, somebody who seems to be a little bit more, how to say, spacious in the way of thinking, where they seem a bit confused, but they're instead of trying to like think about like what to say, they're kind of just like looking off into the distance a bit. And but looking at him, he looks similar to that of the other guy, with that of the dirty overalls, carrying some of the tools it seems, but has very nice and well maintained mutton chops. I believe those are what those are.
Yep.
Yep.
And she will kind of barely raise an eyebrow to them. Can I assist you?
The one that seems to chime up first, not first, but like the one that seems to chime up is to be that one of the man with the very nice mustaches. He goes, "Oh, it's is Professor Von Yip in here, around here? Yes? No?
Von what now?
Hold on a second.
She has a name tag like on her jacket that just says Sinclair. If that's telling at all.
Hold on a second. And also for them, probably not, because they seem very, very like
kind of
like
empty-headed.
they're not empty-headed, if you want to put it like that. Empty-headed or overheaded, I don't know. But like you see the guy who was talking says, hold up a minute, and goes, hey, let me see that. He goes talking that of the other one showing him like that of some of a piece of paper that was crumpled up. Idiots. You're supposed to be on that the lower floor, the third floor, not the fourth floor. Very much we apologize. Is there any way that you can have that of a good day? Please do. We're in a hurry. Bye bye now. As you see them kind of start to walk away.
You will just watch them walk away. Can I? They seem to be kind of. I mean, outside of just being dim-witted, were they acting very suspicious at all, or was it just genuinely they
You-
kind of
I couldn't tell you that because you wouldn't know what suspicious specifically is around here or not. Because
That's true. Everybody's a little crazy.
some people could just be highly caffeinated.
Fair enough. I am surrounded by professors and students.
As you
They're all
proceed to go
taking
back
Advil.
and
Or, yeah, Adderall.
like close your door, you proceed to like start to get yourself ready again, and then you hear knock knock at that of the door once more.
She will let out a very short, quiet sigh and then move back over to the door and open it again.
Would you perhaps
Click.
happen to know exactly where the stairs are? The elevators just kind of makes us a little sick.
She will, looking outside the door, is there anything else around that kind of would tip me off in any form or fashion that this is something like a trap? I don't know.
They just ask you for you to point them. They didn't even say to go with
She will point toward or down the hallway towards the where the stairs are and give them the exact door, which is probably like fourth from the left, fourth door on the left, all the way down.
Ah, guidance sold. Thank you very much. And they are going to skedaddle.
She will shut her door for a second time and continue getting ready for her day.
Knock knock.
How long does it take for them to knock again?
It's probably been like for
3 seconds.
For you, it's a few moments, but it's realistically like probably in a minute, within a minute.
Fine. And she will walk back over to the door, looking ever so slightly annoyed.
Do you say anything at the door?
No, she just opens it again.
Looking very much annoyed, like, are your arms crossed or anything?
Yeah, she does have her cane in her hand. Her arms are crossed, but she's making no change facial wise, outside of maybe her eyebrows are just knit a little bit closer than before.
Having that of somewhat of of like a small bit of an attitude on your face, or however you would put that. You see opening the door, getting ready to have to say something again to the two men. You see the two men aren't there anymore, and instead seems to be somebody completely different, but that of someone who seems to be having that of even a couple guards around. It almost looks like
I have a feeling.
someone who seems to have I don't know if what do you say? What do you call it? Is it like, I think it's like dark blue hair.
Yeah, dark blue.
Dark
Navy
blue
blue.
hair, navy blue, however you want to say that. That of an eye patch, and that of a black light coat. Saying,
Fuck yeah.
asking for, what is the name that you've given?
Maury goes by Maury Ioseline von Uria Sinclair, but simply she would go by Miss Sinclair in a professional setting.
You see then that of someone probably very important looking, look at you with that of their eye and say, Miss Sinclair, care for some tea? And if I don't know if I have to tell you or not, if that's lingo for you for her saying she wants to chat.
The second that she sees Miss Kierman standing at her door, her arms uncross immediately, her brow raises like maybe a centimeter, and any sign of discomfort or annoyance immediately disappears as she fully opens the door and puts her arms kind of behind her back in a very professional greeting. Miss Kierman, it has been some time. Where would you like to have some tea?
Um, One, I am going to ask you how long or how many interactions have you really had with her?
Probably there was probably leading up to the funeral, quite a few. I
Okay,
mean,
that's fine.
because the processing of the bodies and everything. And then after that, I mean, I imagine they probably knew each other like passingly, but never actually really interacted outside of that and uh, during any investigations with bodies. I mean, Maury is a forensic anthropologist. She did work a little bit with the force, very minorly, but in the case of deaths, quite a few times probably, maybe 15 or so.
She kind of smirks a little bit and says, "Gods, you may stay here. I have I know them enough to have a small chat with by myself." As she kind of walks in, allowing for you to show her where to kind of sit, but like uh she does sorry, not she does, you I did want to ask the second thing. You did basically just get all of your equipment and all your stuff basically moved in, or for whatever it
Mhm.
is you want moved in. Does your place look a little messy? Does it look nice? Like how you keeping it if day one?
Maury is somebody who is very strictly clean. Every moment that she can be, everything is placed in its exact placement that she has it set to. It is probably one of the cleanest rooms ever. Bar her little work desk that probably has a few items that have been disassembled, but even in the disassembly of them, every piece is set in an exact place. Every tool is set very nicely next to each other. There is no physical way that anybody could lose anything in this room, unless you really, really tried hard. Uh, she will fully open the door and step aside and let Miss Kierman in, and probably direct her over to where I imagine she has some seating and like a table or something, uh, and will just be very what's the word? Yeah, fuck it. Yeah, she's just very straightforward with everything. No wasted time.
As she
Because
goes to somewhat start to take her seat, providing that of the tea that she had so said that she was gonna have here, um, she pretty much starts to state, "Well, it seems that you keep this place quite cleaner than my own mother's place. I don't know if that should be a good or bad sign, but to each their own."
I am, as I have learned, quite unusually organized when it comes to much of my things. I prefer to keep things that way. Although I did not expect to hear that you would be working as the, well, head of the university. It's caught me quite by surprise.
Well,
But I imagine we are not here for idle chatter.
well, it's quite a surprise to hear from that of you being that of one of the professors here. But we do have some business to get down to. But we do actually have time for a little bit of chatter, considering, as she starts pouring the tea, this was some expensive caramel tea, you know.
Well, a little indulgence never killed anybody. And she'll sit down across from Miss Kierman and very happily partake in some tea.
As you drink the
As
tea,
happily as Maury does.
as you drink the tea,
Which
you
is
will feel the effects of like how a really really good tea would like clear all of your
like just the sinuses, like yeah,
sinuses and
just the
everything,
it
as well as
warms your
tasting
soul.
like great.
God,
It's
I want
like
to make some tea now.
having tea time.
I'm drinking too much Dr. Pepper for tea.
There's Maury and Miss Kierman drinking tea, and Cece in the far corner chugging the shit out of some monster Coca-Cola.
Yeah, that's how students live nowadays. No. But
Yeah, Monster Energies, Jesus Christ.
she takes a good sip of that of the hot tea that she's just made as well. It even uh and even gestures a little bit that it's pretty good. Like she enjoys her tea, and she goes, "It's been forever since I could just sit down, enjoy a cup of tea with some company. But of course, the company here is just one."
Yes, I can imagine that you have been quite busy as of more recent weeks.
Well, for reasons one or another that I can't get into, I will say I actually kind of wanted this position.
Oh, I never took you for one that would take up a very principle-based role. It was always more of the investigative type, were you not?
Hmm, we all can have our own vacations, can't we? I will say, though, I'm not specifically the principal, as it is more of the dean. Dean Kiriman now.
I guess I will have to stop calling you Miss Kerman then. All right, Dean.
Whatever that may mean with all the questions towards me, I shall ask that of my own return. What's
Of course.
what has made you choose to come work here? Weren't you happy over at with your family?
The life of a mortician only takes you so far, and with my own quite advanced learnings with techmaturgy and the recent events within the last 10 years of the misuse of technology, I would like to put my specialties and talents elsewhere, hopefully to teach the next generation to not misuse the intelligence that they have, and to see what they may foster.
Quite a change. And I thought you were just
Well,
all for the clinic.
much do people only see me as a decorator to the dead. I am always more than what might meet the eye. And she will kind of reach into her pocket and pull out what kind of appears to be kind of like a little, it's much smaller, like a small bird kind of statuette. And as she kind of clicks a button on the back, it will fully turn into Alexios. And Alexios will bow his head towards her as a form of greeting. I have always had a talent and an appreciation for the magical marvels of our cities, technically. That spoke to me a little bit.
Is your own bird?
Yeah, my own bird, goddamn. And while perhaps the teaching of the next generation is not my only reason for being here, it is one of my primary ones. I am genuinely just curious about the happenings of this place, and there has been some interesting rumors about the treating of Zonite students here that I wish to somewhat dig into and see for myself.
This is that has been a very concerning topic for me too, especially as one of being a past investigator of all. But I trust that we'll not get into each other's ways if we were to try to further find out what may or may not have happened.
Of course, I have no reason to be stepping on your toes. It is your investigation. I shall leave it to you. But if I do see something, I will be sure to make note of it.
Feel free to always come back to me too. You know, I am willing to help. All
Of
the
course.
time that you spent helping us, I know it would have been hard for you all as well.
Of course. We Sinclairs take our jobs seriously. And your mother did have a beautiful funeral. I am always sorry for that loss. However, time moves, and so do we. And although we have met in a much more relaxed setting this time, I do hope that it's not you that comes to my doors one day. And I cannot wait to see what you do here.
After probably refilling her third cup of tea,
Yeah,
and
Mori's
pretty
on
much
like her
eating-
fourth by this point.
Yeah,
It better be decaf.
no, you guys have basically been going toe to toe for like this good tea, bro. Like this came in. This was like one of those small tea urns that she came in with, and y'all are like, yeah, tea time was pretty much whatever that ended.
Yeah, like Caitlin's pouring the last little bit, and it's like half of a cup. It's not even a full one by that point, because it's just empty by that point.
She kind of shrugs, takes a sip of the last bit, and says, "Well, let me ask you something.
Of course.
If you were to, per se, decide the future for others, how would you go about being that of the deciding factor? What would you do in order to obtain your goals? But don't answer me right now. They take some time to think about it, as it looks like it's probably about a good time that both I go and you start heading to your classes before you potentially become late."
I shall answer you when time deems it then. I wish you luck on your endeavors.
She kind of nods and says, "It will be nice to have you around as a professor, Professor Sinclair."
It would be nice to have you around as a dean, Dean Kierman. And she will stand up and, in the politest way, show Miss Kierman the door.
She will go away with her cups and whatnot, handing them off to like one of the enforcers. As that's pretty much, just for the record, the enforcers are pretty much the guards.
Yeah.
But
Gathered
by
as
handing
much.
it off to one of the enforcer guards that she has, having them follow and going and leaving you with pretty much not very much time to get left to get to your class, actually. As I imagine you guys are obviously talking more than we were talking, but like a lot more small talk was involved.
Oh, fully, yeah.
I hope so. You guys got
Mori is-
like 4 cups each.
Yeah. Mori is very strictly always on time to anything and everything she does. So help her gods. So the idea of her being late is absolutely unacceptable. She is, if needed, booking it.
You're definitely booking it, but
Yeah.
obviously you're booking it to somewhere around in the right place, but we'll get there. But as you're pretty much booking it to class, we're gonna go essentially to the next scene here. Into what actually appears and seems to be that of this actual classroom. That of classroom.
Hold on. It's not entirely loaded just yet.
Yeah, hold on. I'm at 98.
And you were
I'm checking
frozen.
some things.
This music change was not what I was expecting. Still loading.
Yeah, I would love not to be at 98%.
Oh,
You're
We're stuck
also at
98.
98%?
I was at 99. Suck it. Or I think I was.
You know what? I think I can handle this. I think I like the music for this.
I'm just gonna reload Foundry, see what happens.
Don't do it.
He
I
said
would
it's
not do
worth-
it.
No, I
That
did.
shit
I
will
already,
take ages.
That's why I
I
told
already
you the
reloaded it.
internet's
That's
the internet's gonna be what it is right now. I'm sorry.
I reloaded. I'm stuck on a black screen. That's what I'm saying. Don't do it.
We call that an oh shit moment.
Oh shit.
Ah,
So
I
like,
see.
Okay, I'm loaded.
I'm gonna take a nap, and by the time that nap's over with, I should be loaded in.
There is an easier answer. It's called closing the tab and opening it in a new tab.
Fair enough.
I'll load it in.
Either way, you
I
guys should be seeing that of students, which I'll be getting to. I'll be getting into here in just a second. We're pretty much heading over to a place now that is inside that of the university, more specifically to where there are two kind of somewhat sections, that of the labs and that of the classrooms. The classrooms, we are going to that of classroom class 3-5, obviously being that on like room 5 on the 3rd floor, but class 3-5 here, where we see that of one of the more, I'd say, basic kind of looking aesthetic to that of a classroom in a university, where you have the long kind of like bench seats and desks, along with that of like a bunch of chalkboards around, maybe some like maybe a lot of like writing and some stuff to go to actually what the classroom would be teaching here. But this right now is very basic, like it hasn't really been touched or changed from a basic classroom essentially. However, for this class, pretty much everybody is actually here pretty much early, kind of like getting themselves already situated around, and they seem to be somewhat in groups at the very moment. They seem to be somewhat sitting in somewhat groups here, and I'm going to explain to you here that these people.
Would you mind if we took just like 2 seconds? I really got to run to the restroom real quick.
You should be good, yeah.
All right, cool. Yeah.
Here we go. I wanted to show this. That of I'm just gonna use certain things as kind of represent either a character or or like a group. So everybody that you see that kind of looks like this is usually like a group of 2 or 3 people. So 2 or 3 students. Whether or not they came from like Piltover or from Zon, majority of them you're gonna find come from Piltover. But point being is, this is just kind of the generic token for more generic NPCs.
How old
NPC
do these
groups.
groups of people look?
They're like, this is like college, so it's pretty much like what you would somewhat go into college for normally, but like you can, because I think of how it would work in that universe, you probably would be able to get into college at the earliest of 15.
Jesus.
Dang,
Are
I'm
those
old
the
if that case.
Are those the actual colors of the robes?
Well, the average would probably be like 17, like 17 to 18, but like I'm saying, you could get in, like some people are just super geniuses. What?
Are those the actual colors of the robes?
No, people can have whatever kind of uniform that they like. Everybody needs to be in some type of uniform, but some people have like clan uniforms that represent their different families. Some people
Can I
have like more basic line clothing, what you would think of going to like a high school, almost like a high school uniform, what you would say, but like for university. So for the majority, everyone is in somewhat fancy-ish clothing, at least.
Gotcha.
Um, I think I'll just gonna keep.
I can still hear.
Yep. We can keep going on here. So we're going to go through that of a couple of the groups here. So right now, you will notice, like in that of this classroom, sitting down, already getting themselves situated, a few kind of groups that are kind of like I don't want to say swarming, but kind of like gathered around that of like of a more like aesthetically different looking person. So to start off with, you will have that of the first group that you will see, which to be mostly just that of like probably around like four other kind of like students really just talking with this person. Uh, seems to be talking with that of a more pompous and upstanding female student with that of dark aesthetics but white clothing, having a cheerful time pretty much talking with that of her peers at the very moment. I'll show that of her character art. As she seems to be basically simultaneously kind of writing down some stuff in her journal while still talking and chatting with everybody else around here, having that of a kind of very grand time, almost as if she seems like very intelligent and very charismatic. There is that of a decent amount of other students are seem to be looking like they are kind of almost like praising or sucking up to what seems to be like someone of that stands out from probably the rest of the people, just in general, who appears to even have that of a almost weird like stream around them with something that is both static yet moving, that of a small stream of what seems to be like active like lightning but isn't like actually affecting anything right now. You'll see over here. That of basically a student kind of with somewhat of their own aesthetic of clothing, but one that seems very lackluster in the stuff that they even attempt to try to do almost, as well as just everything about them screams cocky.
Ugh.
But
Want to
then
see something actual cool? Just fucking cast void burn on him.
but then
You kids want to see magic? Pull that gun.
there is that of the third
Oh no!
group.
Hey, look, leave it to me, and I flash freeze everybody.
There's that of the third group here, where the majority of the students actually are, almost as if there was a whole crowd of comparative of students compared to where everyone else is, of people here that seem to be kind of all trying to talk, and even somewhat smooch up to that of what seems to be a really nice looking uh nice looking fish man. And he kind of seems like he's also having like trouble with it too, where he's kind of like, not really trying to get any attention, but he's getting all the attention of the world.
He makes me vaguely uncomfortable.
Who knows? But in either case, those are the three groups at the moment. Then technically the fourth group would be like back here, where the fourth group is just pretty much people who are trying to be by themselves. So with that being said, I would like to explain. I would like the people who would be in this classroom, aka the two students here, to put themselves where they think that they would be in this classroom, aka if they're with one of the groups or just a group by themselves. as well as that of the name that you have gone by, as well as that of a little bit of a description that people would get from you for like basically talking to you for a little bit. And obviously when I say this, I mean it in the way of you as your fake identity, if you're going more in the fake identity route.
Well, I would be known. I would be in the class. I would kind of be off to the side a bit by myself, technically, but closer to this other girl. Um, I
Amazing. I am so incredibly happy.
I
Oh,
would
Lord.
be I would be wearing I would be going by the name Kathy Cooper, both with a C. It's Kathy and Cooper, both with a C. Um, and then I would kind of be wearing robes that are a size, like a uniform robes that are like a size too big for me. Um, in the color blue and gold, like to represent like hex tech magic type of colors. Um, and then underneath the robe you can see clothes that are like very obviously I just went into like a Piltoverian shop and chose the cheapest stuff at Piltover. So that way it's technically in fashion but also like the clearance rack. um, and then just by talking to me, like if students talk to me, the thing they would find out is I'm here on scholarship uh, for by some low-level professor scouted me, and for my talent of magic that I was using to just like as like a street performer for children, like how like there's clowns in New York and stuff like that, but instead I was doing magic.
All right.
That's who I am.
And you're trying to be more in the group.
I'm off to the side of that group. Like I'm on the outskirts.
Okay. And then the other person here. Oh, he's a part of the crowd.
So yeah, his name in this one would be Adrax Imberfar. So I don't know if you will
How the
allow it, cause
fuck do you spell that?
we go over that in a second. But you know how I said the reason his skin was dark and his hair was glowing was because of magic. I want if you allow me to like bring that in, so my skin will go back to the original color and hair color.
I mean, yeah, if aesthetically it kind of fits anyway, so that's fine.
So yeah, after he does that, his hair turns back black and his skin turns brown. And his outfit he's wearing is more like a tribal look. It is black, gold, and blue, and it's got armor bits to it. I would say first impression when you came into the classroom, the whole place got a bit colder. And right now he's kind of just listening into the conversation, trying to get a feel of school life because he's never had that.
Well, you guys don't have much time before class starts. Um, what would you what group, or if you're doing something else, what would you be interested in doing before it's time for class to start?
Um, I'll try and talk to these people. Uh, I just kind of come in, uh, not necessarily barging myself into the group, but not like shyly entering either, and just be like, "Hey, what's going on? I'm new here," and just see if anybody responds to me. here.
You get literally, they're too busy talking to the charismatic person, and they don't even hear you.
Nope, I don't take that. um, I, I
I
cast.
love CC so fucking much.
I cast minor illusion to make the sound of like loud thunder come from behind me and be like, "I'm new here. How's it going?" Just to interrupt all of.
All of the students like look at you now.
Wait, I gotta
I kind
turn my character around so I can look at you too. There we go.
I just look around at everybody, do like a half smile and half wave.
Everybody, all the other groups after a few moments of silence just go back to do what they were doing. Except for the group that you're next to, as you hear from one of the students. Hey, I don't think you had to be so loud on our ears, but
Well, when I tried to be
welcome.
quiet, you didn't answer me.
Well, you could try raising your voice. Your voice seems pretty soft as it is.
That's what I did. I raised my voice.
Jesus Christ.
I don't know
Thunder.
how,
When I yell, it sounds like thunder. I get that you can be confused.
I don't think thunder comes from the sounds. You start to confuse them a little bit, and
I'm
as
gaslighting them.
they're literally like being confused right now.
110%.
And right now, but before they can like do any more of their thought, you get a hand held out to you from the person in the middle here of that looks very charismatic, intelligent as you hear. Why, hello there. I see you said that you were new. It's nice to meet you. My name's Melinda.
I vigorously shake her hand. Kathy, nice to meet you. What are you here for?
I'm here to be, well, a little embarrassing to some people, but I want to be a great archivist someday.
Hey, I mean, out of character, that's what I went to college for. In character, whatever you want to do, I support. Are you
What are you
you
going
from
for?
here? I'm not from here. A bit of. I think technically it's general studies since the arcane side of it kind of shut down, but technically arcane.
You hear an huh from like the other students because all the groups are still here listening.
That's fine. They can listen. Fuck them.
I'm just letting you know. Like it's not like it's a
Uh,
private conversation.
Because you did tell me out of character the arcane side got defunded, right? From Heimerdinger and stuff like that. When we were talking about
Specific,
the backstory.
it was yes. It's more specifically magic. Arcane is more of the use of combining them both somewhat, and I don't know how to explain it too well right now. But I'd say more of just the use of yeah. I guess I could call it arcane for now. I think that's fine.
I just go I go more specifically I'm on scholarship because I got scouted to because I can perform magic, and then they want to use me to help with hex tech research.
Wait, so don't get us wrong, but does that mean you're part of the magic wing as coming from one of the other students?
What of it? I look at
Yeah,
him
what of it?
holding out my hand like I'm about to shoot some magic at him or something.
She kind of just gives a small snort and kind of says, "Nothing. Continue."
That's what I fucking thought.
Water.
Don't mind, Melinda's
Here-
like, don't mind them. Everyone has their own sense of humor. I think it's very noble for what you're trying to do. Are you trying to, like, almost bring back magic in a way?
Yeah, but not like, you know, as disastrous as it was before.
Really now? Well, I do wish you the best of luck, just hopefully let's not have any repeats.
Yeah, well, I think what's his face went a little bit too fast.
Who knows?
So
But
we should.
I will say, the one thing that's been on my mind. She kind of like gives a small giggle. Almost like one of those small girl giggles. Is like, your uniform is kind of tacky.
I kind of laugh and raise kind of one eyebrow in a joking manner. I go, "What part of scholarship did you not understand? I don't have. I'm short on cash flow."
Ah, well, in the future, maybe we can change that. For now, why don't you join
You're
us?
gonna give me money. Sure, if she's gonna give me money in the future, I'll join her all she wants.
Short little thing. I imagine Mario was very like, I can lend you guys clothes if you need it. And you were specifically like, I don't want your fucking hand-me-downs. I need to sell this shit.
That's exactly what I was like.
And now she's gonna come back.
No, at first when you offered, I was like, "What have you got?" And then you showed me, and I'm like, "It's all way too expensive. It's too much."
You see what she's wearing now, like, come on.
You gotta question Cece later when she gets like a princess uniform and is like, "Where'd you steal that from?"
Hey, if they're
I've
gonna
already
give,
been thinking.
I'll stick with her. Yeah, I'll sit next to her.
She specifically allows you to have the seat next to her.
Good, because I was gonna kick whoever was sitting out there out.
I used
Oh,
to
Lord.
sit there. It's all right. Let her have her time. For now,
Can I?
I don't really remember. Do you know what class this is? I feel like for some reason it's not coming to me. I know
I
we
don't know,
all
the one
signed
that
up
it
for
told-
it.
The room that it told me to go to on my schedule.
I'm just gonna put this out as a very funny thematic. Nobody here knows what class this is.
Oh my god.
It was just like first class room 903, but not what the class was.
It's pretty much kind of like homeroom, like almost like homeroom class, but it's still like the time that teacher has for the class.
Fucking, where's
Yeah.
Moiri?
What time of the day is it like right now? Is it like
We
kind of
started
morning?
in the super boarding. This is like
We're
this
freshmen.
is
We get the
like
worst time slot. It's like 8 a.m. It's 7 or 8 a.m.
no,
We're freshmen.
no, you guys get a slight bit better. This is like 9 a.m. or not 9 a.m. but 9 a.m. is once classes start. So you guys are like before 9.
Oh, so it's like 8:45 or some shit.
Yeah. 8:45. If the class starts at 9, CC is not getting there at 8:45. It's like 8:58.
Well, it's the first day, so everyone here's early. Anyways.
This is a lot of conversation to be happening at 8:58.
Our teacher is late, all right? If they don't show up in 15 minutes, we're legally allowed to leave.
So,
I don't know. That's how that works.
So, Onyx, you would have care to explain to me what's going on over here? What you trying to do here?
Oh, yeah. I was going to talk to the fifth guy. Also, you hear ad libs being the guy talking junk about magic. I'm just back in the background agreeing with what CC said.
Okay. Okay, I was about to say, Onyx, we're gonna have beef, huh?
Nah.
Yeah, you better agree with what I say.
Look, Onyx is like you look at Onyx and you can see magic. Like there's no hiding it, and his hair got glowing bits to it. The end of his horns glow. I'm not hiding anything. It's just out there.
So, how are
I
you
should have
trying to?
I should have killed that student. I should have cast vicious mockery on his head.
Whoa!
I should have cast vicious mockery on his head.
That student, you do magic? Yeah, but I also have this fucking gun.
Look, when he said that I had my status assault, I was right above it. I was like, should I shoot this guy?
God.
I don't think I have to tell you. It's probably against the rules to use magic against people right now.
Yeah,
I think it's against the rules to kill anybody.
No, as long as you kill him without magic, it's allowed.
The one out here as a professor mildly miffed the two students. So what if I killed them?
So Onyx, how are
And look,
how are you doing this?
I just walk up and start talking to him.
Well, you
because
can't
as
like
far
walk
as I
up.
can,
You can't like walk up straight to him. This is the one that has a huge crowds around him already, so you would have to get past the crowd.
again, I'm probably taller than everybody in this room. If I wanted to push by
How-
someone, no one's going to stop me.
I just wanted to know if you push at people.
I'm gently, I say gently as possible, kind of pushing them to the side a little bit.
Pardon me. Excuse me. Pardon
Yeah,
me.
it's just gently as possible.
My arms are the size of your torso. Move out of the way.
Yeah,
Try me,
pretty
cuz.
much.
As you proceed to like get people, um, as you proceed to get people out of the way, um, you notice some people are kind of getting annoyed with it, especially with the fact that you're trying to get close to this person. But as you're getting closer, as you get close enough to that, be kind of somewhat next to this person did not notice you at first, especially with all the attention around. Looks very kind of flustered in general with the attention,
the
and then
hell?
looks over, kind of like to their side a bit, trying to avoid eye contact, not noticing that you're pretty much standing there, like pretty much very much taller than this person. As he looks up, and and he is very confused as he says, uh, hello? Can I help you?
Uh, Great. Ajax, I gotta. That's gonna get confusing
That's what
later.
she said. Cool.
he
I'm trying to
he.
write it down.
So yeah, I said Ajax in before.
Ajax. What
It's
was the
in
last one?
Discord.
Oh, did you? Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. Anyway, he gives him like the biggest bow that he can. Introduces himself. So basically, hello, my name's Ajax Emberfall. It's nice to meet you.
Um,
Whoops.
hello there, Ajax. What, um, brings you so close to me?
Honestly, I just wanted a seat here because it's kind of towards the back of the room. And plus, how to say this? I ain't gonna say the other students seem a bit stuffy, but what's a polite way of saying stick over the butt?
Um,
Huh?
you mean like a fish's hard scales not being able to taken off?
Ah, there we go. I know that for Dragonborn got scales, don't they?
Yes,
I feel
they're
like
covered in them.
so yeah. I say yeah. I agree immediately.
Well, I don't know what kind of answer that may be to me, but it's a nice to make your acquaintance, Ajax. Um, my name is Steb Junior, or as most people call me here, Junior.
Oh, I love him.
Would you mind just a little further? Well, actually, now that I see it, you do feel have a nice eminence to you. Out of character, just so you know, this is B saying that he is a fish person, feeling that of your ice kind of cold like aura. I don't think I need to say more about that.
Hmm.
Uh, but would you perhaps like to maybe uh have some people I guess would say get to know each other? You like any games?
Mm, out of character. I don't know games in Room Terror. What kind of games do
Um,
they have there?
you can kind of like make some stuff up, but the most well-known game that there is in like lore-wise is Tellstones. Because like every like place has like their own iteration of Tellstones.
All right. That seems boring, so I'm not gonna do that. So, okay. Here about this. Here's a game. I don't know. I'm straight to ask him. Can you use magic of any kind?
I mean, somewhat, but not something that you would consider truly magic. But also, I'm not really supposed to be using magic here, even if we really did, you know? This being a university and all. Rather keep
I mean,
myself out of trouble, you know?
as long as we don't break anything, I don't think it can cause a problem.
I feel like we're going to have a lot of talks in the future as he gives you the most blank like stare that he's given now. Like he had like baby face the entire time, but that was just like blank stare.
He's actually acting like I'm about to call lightning on somebody right now. No, I'm not about to do that. I'm just saying he's acting like it.
Are you prepared for class? Do you have like your like pens, paper, stuff like that? Or are you just like
I
being
have I have whatever freaking brain fart. Give me a second. What's her
What,
name again?
whatever materials were provided to
Maury.
you
Warren Maury told me to get.
would have
I know
been
she's like,
a. Yeah, she would have like fully informed everybody. Is like you need like a bag to carry your things around in, books for notes, any book that's related to the classes that you will be taking, textbooks and otherwise. Like she gave you like a whole fucking list. I imagine none of you filled it out fully.
no, Onyx would have, if it was on that list, Onyx would have got it. Because he never been in school. Like, he's been taught and stuff, but like not school district
Not
stuff.
like
So
school
wherever you,
wise.
yeah, so wherever you had on that list, Onyx got.
Onyx has a bag full of everything you could ever need for like any kind of class. Like you got ink, you got pens, you got paper, you got uh, probably a few things that you don't need, like parts of medical gauze and stuff like that. But that's probably because she included it just in case.
So yeah, Onyx just pulls out his bag and opens it and lets him see inside.
what's in your bag? Are you trying to show him?
Basically everything for what he just said.
Yeah, but is it like a mess in
All a
there, or is
bunch
it
of
just like just everything's in there neatly?
It's I ain't gonna say it's organized like Maury, but it's not messy either. It's got a system to it.
Ah, so it is messy. Got
Like
it. It's messy to the outside eye. You're like, I know where this is. Picks it up. I don't know how you even found that beyond all the junk.
It's like reaching into a bag of anything. You pull something out and you're like, I totally meant to grab this, and it's not what you meant to grab.
Well, you should probably start to take out your pens and not pens, your pencils and other things you might need here for now, as I think it's almost time. And I would like my first day to actually feel like I at least tried to study.
at least try to. Oh, that's funny.
With that, because you guys talked to those two groups, last person over here, um, secret event, whatever that may mean, we'll see soon.
I wish to let you all know I fully did make myself a cup of tea.
Good. Because it's literally like probably like a 2 minutes, like 2 minutes past that of being the time for class to be started. Maury, do you enter into the classroom?
She will enter into the classroom acting as if nothing is wrong with the time that she has passed, even though it eats away at her very soul.
Stop. Secret event. You proceed to open up that of the door going in. Some people realized it beforehand. but you probably didn't notice as that of a bucket of chalk and some chewed up gum is now pretty much over the top of your head as you were coming rushing in. With that of laughter kind of going about. Sorry, like a bucket like that's pretty much like half full of like powdered chalk, but then some chewed up gum as well in there. But yeah, it's pretty much the casual kind of prank, if you like to put it like that.
So it's just chalk and like it's not like a water or anything. It's just chalk.
No, it's chalk it's just it would just like make you like look all like chalked up white.
Yeah, got it. Cool. Mori will make no change in her emotion outside of the slightest little sigh, and will dust the chalk off of her shoulders and will walk to the center podium. And as she does, she's very intently going to be looking at every single one of them to see if she can figure out what the motherfucker was that did that.
I can already tell you that there are multiple there are multiple people giggling, whether or not that you recognize some people here or not. But I will say the majority of giggles comes at least from that of this group.
She is noting down every single one of their faces. Does she have a list of like names for like those that are going to be in her class?
I'll just say yeah, but I'm not gonna go over them because you have a decent
cool.
list.
Yeah. All right. Cool. She will be writing something down in a little book that she pulls out. But as she steps up to the desk, she will pull her coat off, set it around the back of her chair, and I imagine the chalk that hit her head, you can't really see it very much because she has just pure white hair. But she does kind of shake it out a little bit.
Like the chalk
like,
got everywhere. It's pretty much like on the hair,
yeah,
on the face. Like you pretty much got like this is white faced, I guess. As you kind of like
she's pale as hell. It's not that much of a difference.
It's just there.
But
like,
yeah,
it's almost like kind of funny, but not. It's like
God. I wish I had fucking prestidigitation, but I do not. She will dust the chalk off as everybody settles down.
I will say this seed before you continue on with I believe what you're going to continue on with. We will be ending the seed here as we will be going somewhere else. But before we end this, would you care to give a slight bit of a who are you and what is this class?
Yes, I wrote a whole Google Doc.
Yes, we'll get back to that. We'll get back to that later. But right now, just give us the small bit.
Okay.
AKA,
she will step up.
Yeah.
Huh?
I say AKA, I'm asking for the small bit because I'm gonna come back to this later.
Okay, cool. Yeah, just the first paragraph will cover this. Once everybody settles down, she'll set her cane off up against the desk and will pull out Alexios and set him next to her. Not activate him just yet, but just as a decent little paperweight, pretty much. And she will, very dead-eyed, RBF, always on, look out to the class and speak once everybody has quieted down just a little bit. Goes, hello. I am Mori Ayaselin von Uria Sinclair. While I am sure that some of you may have learned my name via rumors and tall tales, I will be introducing myself to those who may not be aware of my existence. I am your newest professor here within the university, and will serve as one until fate necessitates otherwise. I am additionally a professional mortician, forensic anthropologist, and what is widely classified as a techmaturge by trade. I come from a long-standing family of morticians, gravediggers, and death tenders alike, and while some of you may have heard of my family's history of rumored insanity, I can assure you that I unfortunately lack in that regard. Yet, I am not here to teach you how to decorate the dead. During your time within my class, you will be learning the true physical, psychological, and societal applications of magic-based technologies. And that's the first
Do you want to
paragraph of
give it?
that.
Do you want to give us what's the name for the class? What's the name for the art you're
Uh,
teaching?
The class. Hold on. So I actually didn't write down the class name. But
I
if
do
I had
wanna-
to put it simply,
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
it would probably be the creation, application, and use of magic technology within the world at large. It's a very lengthy name, or magic technology and their uses.
Hey,
I
what?
do want to point out, as you came in, you see that Cece just waves vigorously at you with a full smile.
She gets a very cold glare in return.
That's fun.
Also, don't say magic. Just say hex tech.
Hextech? All right. Cool.
Magic's banned.
People,
They racist bit too.
it's because it's a difference. We'll kind of get into that later, but that's because there's more of a difference of there are people kind of like trying to study or only a very few people trying to study that of more locking out the potentials of the magic side than the tech side of stuff, where people are trying to use that of the tech instead of trying to use that of the magic. As messing with magic has been shown by in the previous times of old Heimerdinger's words to be very dangerous. So it's pretty much barely being let back up.
Give me 2 seconds, then I might have to change some of the words up in my doc, but I can do that after we move along.
Because that's pretty much where I wanted to end it off of, where you remember the name that you put a chat if you want, however you want to do it.
Yes.
I will say now we're gonna change this up a little bit. Here we go.
99%.
98% for me. Oh, 99? 100. Yeah, B.
There we go.
As that of we see that of CC Boy and Onyx all pretty much in that of the classrooms for the moment being. We get a little bit of a different start of the day for somebody else. That of at the very moment, John and Rago, as it's going to be very obvious getting into it, but we'll get into it here. That you guys, specifically that of John and Rago, will be going and starting off today with going into what do you think would be that of pretty much a storage area on this map, where pretty much if like anywhere where like as well as where a bunch of like staff equipment would be, or probably where they would put the staff rooms as well, for that of like janitors and lower down tier people, you could say.
Janitorial. You see these multicolored buildings
It's not
right
going to
down.
be just janitorial, but yes.
Yeah, the white, green, red, blue, and red down here.
Oh yeah.
I believe that would probably be where the different kinds of staff would stay. Janitorial, like any of the like
I assume janitorial is
landscaping.
either here or here in terms of
I'd
like
say-
specific building.
Well, they're gonna be. So what I'm
Yes.
saying is, I'm putting it's gonna be probably multiple buildings if it's not a big, huge building, because this is also where a bunch of their like cargo is essentially gonna go. This is where like all
Right,
the
right.
like stuff gets sent.
Right, yeah.
Like for storage. That's why I'm saying it's more storage than just janitorial itself.
I would
That-
imagine that'd be closer to where they get the shipments from, like over here. Can't click on it.
Well, I imagine
Layout.
over there, that is where all the like much higher class professors' labs, offices, these are where their things would be. So it's spaced out and designed a little differently to allow for different activities, including the very, very big. I don't know if that's a
Assuming the
amphitheater.
janitorial staff has to clean up literally every kind of mess that's possible here. I suppose the color-coded buildings would be for each type, from Hextech disasters to other things.
Pretty much these are like the storage spaces, though, is what you're asking.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. As long as you guys understand, because that's where I want this to kind of happen. I'm not going to say which building. You guys can kind of decide that more specific of what building we're going to here. But that of John and Rego, we will see kind of in a zooming down into what seems to be more of a darker kind of looking place. One where there looks to be like many bronze and iron pipes, some even rusted and easily could be seen. And some of them that could even like bust at any point in time. Seems like ones that have been repaired, but there's some are shabby, some not so shabby, with more of a gray concrete floor, pearl concrete walls, and pearl concrete walls, but like mixture between concrete and wood for the actual walls. With plenty of storage space being used like here, at least in this area specifically, but the space being used here, you can feel the very much used space because you two are specifically kind of like sitting down in front of that of a desk almost. One that seems to be almost feeling like it's inside of a closet, but not literally. That's just how much space there is taken up around, to where you feel like it's very uncomfortable around here. And as you were talking with somebody at very first, um we will zoom in more on the scene here with that of a kind of as this guy's trying to relight that of the candle that he had lit that had just went out, and lighting up that of the or trying to relight up that of the candle. He can't get it to go and just says, screw it, and just you see that of a zap of almost lightning come from that of his not specifically from his hands, but you'll see soon. Come out from his hands though, as the light comes back on for you guys to continue your talk with that of there we go. With that of somebody that's kind of somewhat important and in charge of that here, that of a Claus Henwick. He doing any bit of research into him, you would easily be able to find out that Claus Henwick is that of someone who was an inventor here once, basically was given warnings, then was his then basically accidentally blew up his lab, got his professorship and everything like that revoked, and for some reason he chose to came back as that of pretty much a head technician here, meaning that he's pretty much like the technician, electrician, the person here that also is the one that kind of gives people orders to like pretty much the lower staff. So think of him kind of like almost like your guys' direct boss.
So, what was it that you were saying, Mr. Henwick?
Um. Oh yeah, that's right. I was talking just about, if you think about it, the importance of having this job in the first place, right? You can see has very many difficulties. And those difficulties aren't going to be answered, especially in the ways that you would want them to be. You could be screaming, crying, clawing all day about solving one little issue. But I'm going to tell you right now, no one's going to be able to help you with that issue. It's not a very nice job around here sometimes, but we have to get what we need to do done. So worth ethics, important. Survivability, it's on your own. I say that as all due respect as people to people, man to man, or whatever you people kind of identify. I don't really give a shit. I'm just here to tell you I'm the one in charge here and the one that's going to have to give you your duties.
Right.
And you get a point,
Speaking.
even if you just stay here, you'll learn. Maybe somehow you'll learn and get a chance to go back up there to the professors, the students, stuff like that. If you give it enough time here, who knows?
Right. Speaking of survivability, is there any rules on carrying certain equipment?
Only for that of the only for that of the staff and the guards may you be able to use having that of equipment on you. But for that of staff, keep it very low. Low budget. Pretty much, if you're saying you got like a pistol or something on you, just keep it to one. You're saying you got like some knives on you, cool. We all probably do. But the point being is they don't want to see y'all with the weapons. They would rather see the enforcers be ready to take anybody out that they technically need to. But if you ask me, this job can be tough, and as long as you know how to hide some firearms, I ain't gonna say shit because I don't care. As long as you don't go out killing people, then I'm gonna have to call you crazy maniac. You know what I'm saying?
Completely understandable.
Fantastic. I'm gonna say, right, here's the thing. Even if you come here at your lowest point, you still got a chance to go up. And maybe it might be worth more than just the free lunches that you get. But you guys have aspirations. You guys have dreams, probably. And it'd probably be worth hearing about it. But I'm gonna tell you right now how the university is gonna act about it. No, I don't care to hear what you gotta say. But just know your aspirations and dreams are heard. But that's at the end of the day. I will repeat my statement. With that being said, I got a job for y'all too. First job of the day. Yeah, you see, and then you hear that of come in. That of and you hear that coming from like the side of his pocket as he pulls out. So for like a school wise, it's gonna pretty much look similar to that of a radio, but it's like one of those handheld radios but it's made out of like bronze and looks like the radio, kind of like the main essential part making it work, looks like that of like almost like sending stones. So it's kind of like a weird mixture or fusion between that and a little bit of hex tech. As he pulls it out, and pretty much goes on like to receive or something to hear it better as he was here, and now making it more heard, he hears that of the words, which you guys also will both hear. Yeah, there seems to be need for cleanup in the north bathrooms. Some kid apparently took a potion that made him very heftily and violently puke from both ends. And some somewhat colorful too. And this is just the start of this week, so I don't think I gotta tell you how bad the bathroom's about to be. Over. Do we still say over? Oh shit. Beep. And then
Are there any windows
uh
in this building?
maybe, but you're not in any place that you
To
can see
jump out
any.
of.
He just
John was about to just try to sneak out a window.
he looks at both of you, and Rego looks at you, and he gives the biggest sigh, and he goes, "I'll go." Fantastic, outstanding work. You're on cleanup duty for the week. You go and have the best time you can. Rego, was it? You're a brave man. Brave man. Yeah. So, anyways, cleaning supplies over there. Chemicals over there. Have fun cleaning up the north bathrooms. Rego is Rego is probably very sad.
Don't blame him.
As he goes off to kind of somewhat do what his duties are at the moment. As he probably will also join that of a couple other people that probably are janitors there, but again, people I just won't mention. As he goes, well, now we just come back to that you what was it, Johnny boy?
Yes, sir. So
Yeah.
until we get called, do we just sit by here, or do you want me to do
Oh
something?
no, I got a mission for you. I was actually gonna have a mission for that both of y'all to do. But unfortunately, cleanup duty calls for some, so you're gonna be on your own for this one. Which is
Right.
gonna be completely fine, but I'm gonna put out here very, very non-subtly, very, very obviously, do not try to call us for help. If it's so severely bad or world-ending, threatening, some stupid shit like that, yeah, I guess whatever. But like, if you can solve the issue on your own, please solve the issue on your own. We're all so busy around here, if you know what I'm saying, man.
That I'm supposed to do.
He says, for what you're supposed to be doing, though, that was just a general. For what you're supposed to be doing, I'm gonna have you go check out what's going on with the rats. We got somewhat of a rat problem going on coming around here onto campus, and we're trying to solve it. I'd suggest starting over in the cafeteria, where probably most likely you'd find any of the rats. But basically, you're in rat extermination duty. And if you really plan to kill any of them with like a pistol or something like that, I'd suggest trying to make it a silent kill. I don't really care how you get rid of them. Just make sure you clean up the mess. Then you really yell at us about it.
Yes, sir. I suppose I should start walking.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
If
Hold on a minute. I almost forgot. You need one of these things. He pulls out and gives you that of a staff hex radio.
Oh, right. That makes sense. If I'm not tasked with anything, do I just do maintenance, or do I just
Well, if
walk
you're
back
not
here?
fucking tasked with anything, come back here. I can give you more tasks until the end of the day. You not see around here?
Right. Sorry about that. you know what? I'm just gonna. And John's just gonna awkwardly walk out. Yeah.
New employees these days. Yeah. Take that of like a little cigarette spark. Choo.
Yeah.
And that's why I said it was more in like the janitorial staff and storage, or just the staff and storage in general, because with him being like that of like the head technician as well, he pretty much giving that a bunch of jobs out as well. He pretty much has access to like a bunch of the actual equipment down here, but there are still some enforcers here and there to make sure no weird activity happens. There's going to be enforcers technically everywhere, but it's not going to be like super hefty comparative.
Yeah.
That's it.
Being that John already looks kind of lost, he's gonna take this chance to look around a bit more, as he's traveling to the cafeterias. Mainly to see if anybody's talking. He doesn't need to get into earshot, he just needs to see if they're talking. And he's gonna try to, do the job of what he should be doing, other than what he's officially supposed to be doing.
Well, first and foremost, here, cowboy, where's the cafeteria?
That is a very good question. If that building's all classes and labs,
Yeah, the whole building's classes and labs.
do we assume it's like just really close to the classes and labs, or really far away? What do you guys think?
Completely up to y'all.
I think it would probably be pretty close. I think out of all the buildings, do you see this kind of pavilion like down here, kind of?
Oh yeah, I was gonna say it's probably like
I would probably
either
say
here or
it's
here.
pretty close. If anything, maybe this is the eating area, and this is where the cooking and people get their foods and stuff.
That checks out. I'll just write down.
I have a scene that has technically both, but like this is the outside dining if you go by that rule.
Yeah. So this would be the cafeteria.
All right. And and I would say you could make some type of roll or something here, but you're really not going to hear too much going on outside of people kind of just doing their own thing, or maybe some small conversations about how classes are going and stuff like that, because right now most people are in classes, so most other people you'd see right now are kind of like enforcers that are tight-lipped, and some staff maybe here or there very occasionally.
Again, he's not here to listen. He's here to see. Basically, anybody who is going out of their way to whisper, he is going to actively read the lips of. But if nobody's doing that and they're just kind of chatting openly, if a bit quietly, he's gonna ignore it and continue being somewhat lost.
Yeah, the only thing that you'll probably hear is probably a rumor about like, is that dude wearing a cowboy hat? Is that dude a cosplayer?
Yeah, John's just gonna continue walking lost. He'll make a mental note to shave and probably take off the hat here before he shrivels up and dies.
Poor guy.
Oh, whoops, not on this person, but in general, there you go. Anyway,
Best way to get out.
you will eventually make it to that of the cafeteria. Um, Technically, I was gonna put walls on this map, but again, didn't feel like it was really super needed right now. So go ahead and put yourself on that of the map here. And do note that right now, that whole dining place for the most part is somewhat empty. There are a couple people that are still getting food and eating right now, as it is still the morning. But most of the classes have already started for the morning side at least, so it's decently empty here. There's not really many people here, but this is where you would see that of people having their fancy kind of dining going on, as well as just being at the cafeteria in general. Going on about, you would also get up to the end here, where you will meet somebody. And as you meet that of the cafeteria lady, I will say we're going to call a break here. So we'll be back.
Alright.
As I unmute, undeafen as we come back. Apologies. Stomach not giving me good times. But you know what? We're here. And as we come back here to John, let's put in some. I don't know what I'd want to technically put here. Show will probably just go back to something like this. Maybe. We'll see how the music fares. Anyways, as we come back to that of John, you end up meeting that of someone who seems to be that of the claiming to very much be that of the head chef, essentially the one in charge of the cafeteria. Yes, the cafeteria looks small here comparative to how much more there is, so it is a lot bigger than what I'm just kind of showing. But I will say these doors over here that lead onto the top left of the map here also lead to where a bunch of their storage is. I'm just kind of leaving that blank though.
Yep.
As I was
But
saying
you said something about the
before,
cafeteria lady?
the cafeteria lady who you pretty much are meeting more so probably the one to talk to, that here of a of a lot slimmer looking person do you expect, and not even a nice kind of outfit for that of being of a cafeteria lady, yet she still looks prim and proper and has nothing specifically wrong about her outside the fact that she looks like she has somewhat of a flame attitude, considering that she is constantly yelling at people what to do in the cafeteria. She notices as you walk in though, because she's also very observant.
Right.
She goes over
John's
to
gonna
you.
take it.
If you're students, please backs. We're not ready for that any more food just yet. But if you're here to take an order, then we can get us prepared very shortly. Are you a student here? Yes.
No, man. I'm just here to
No,
deal
you're not a
with
student
the...
here, and you need that of food. All right, you're probably that of
No,
what they
no,
see. You're a professor, not a professor. Okay. What else you got? What type of food
I'm
do we
here
need
to
to
deal
give
with
you?
the rats.
Excuse me. She feel like
I'm
her
here to
whole
deal with
tone
the
just
rat.
stops.
I'm just here to deal with the rat problem.
Does that mean that you're with that of the staff then?
Yes.
And have you eaten for the day?
We can get back to that later.
Have you eaten for the day? She looks
We can
very
get back to
aggressive.
that later.
Have you eaten for the day?
John's just gonna look around. I assume it's probably somewhere in the storage. Is it okay if
You
I
know,
walk
a
behind?
healthy breakfast makes that for a healthy man. Your posture looks like you could leave some more meat on your bones personally. I think we should prepare for him some quail eggs. Prepare some of the quail eggs for us. You like toast? What
I
type
love
of
this
toast?
lady.
White toast, rye
Look.
toast, wheat toast,
Look,
Canadian toast?
I haven't even decided on breakfast yet. I know the options. I'm very familiar. I just want to deal with the rat problem first.
Okay, and he also needs sweet grits. Make it no, not the regular sugar. The regular sugar would be bad. You need to put brown sugar in it.
This is a conversation of all time, but I'm very serious. Is it okay if I can head to the back and deal with the rat problem?
I'm going to sort of tell you right now. One, you definitely need to eat for the day, but I'm assuming that you're still going to keep doing what you do. So we will at least prepare that of the plate for you, as every staff member is so deserving of. Especially as you being new here, you probably don't understand. We are go people. You're trying to go back there, deal with that rat problem. Well, there's rat problems happening just everywhere, but you're mostly focused on that in the cafeteria. Would be very much appreciated. You would have to try to track down and find wherever they're coming from. There's only one spot that I've really seen of notice, but outside of that one spot is pretty much kind of a crack in the wall. Out in the storage. Have fun searching for that if you want, but I do suggest you getting some good food on your stomach though. You look like pale. Need some fiber. Fiber, that's a
You
great
know what?
idea.
You know what? While she's distracted and talking, and John's gonna look at a gap within all the staff between him and the storage area.
I'm gonna tell you right now, the staff's not gonna pay you any mind. They don't care.
No. No. He doesn't care about whether they pay him any money. He cares about whether or not there's a gap between him, the staff, and the storage area. In other words, is there a path he can take, as convoluted as it is, without going over any tables and without getting in anyone's way?
From honestly, the way that everyone is moving, you would have to look for a very tight gap. But even if you did, you are able to just leave. She's not stopping you.
Absolutely. But there's a difference between getting talked down to and getting talked down to by someone who cannot talk faster than you can run.
If you want to say
Great
there's
fucking
a gap,
sentence that is.
if you want to say there's a gap, go ahead. They're just doing their
Yeah.
thing. Like she's got a key. She's
Yeah.
also going back and forth as she's talking to you, like preparing next orders.
Yeah. John's just gonna really
Need
quickly.
carrots sliced, boiled, and broiled. I don't know why they need to be boiled and broiled, but they need to be both. Yes, it's for the seasoning. Yes, it's for that student. Don't question why it's for that student. Yes, they want to eat that. What? Wait, where did the person I was talking to go?
And yeah, John's just gonna enter through the storage area and just try to do his current official job, and maybe at some point in time find the actual time to do his other job that he's supposed to be doing.
Yes. So, first of all, you walk into the storage area. I'm just gonna push you out here, but pretty much open up the door, close the door. Going in, you seem to notice that one, it's dark. Do you have anything with you to light?
Well, this is just a storage area. Unfortunately, he doesn't have any candles, but you know what he does have? 6 more torches.
Maury needs to invent a fucking flashlight. Jesus Christ.
It's so funny
so
every
John-
time.
So John's actually gonna, before he even lights a torch or anything like that, he's gonna reach up his hand to make sure there's nothing above him,
I'm gonna tell
like
you right
within
now.
reach.
I'm gonna tell you right now. What's gonna happen here is after you light that torch, you're gonna see there are candles on the walls.
That's great. I was just worried that lighting the torch would immediately start burning some package or something above him. But he'll use the torch to light the candles.
Start lighting a couple candles, trying to see around, looking around. Toot 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 toot. By the time that you get your torch still has plenty of fuel on it. By the time you light all the candles, if you're lighting all the candles, but even then, your torch has some good lifespan on it, which you can keep it going if you want. But either way, the room is now lit.
And well, we're looking for rats, so John's gonna look for rats.
John, give me a check that you think makes sense here for you to use for how you're trying to look for rats.
Well, I know that there's a hole in the wall, but this is also rats. They're animals, so I'm assuming either survival or perception.
Whichever one you want to.
It depends on whether or not there's any actual rats in the moment. I'll assume.
I'll just tell you, there's obviously like a rat or two like you immediately notice back and forth, but they look like they're very great at avoiding you at the very moment.
Right. Okay. Well, if they're already present, and actively present, I'm just gonna go perception. I'll even burn my inspo on this because why not? Yeah, it's still a 19.
19. With that of your perception, you look at that of these rats, and you're trying to. At first, you're like, you could like maybe pull out your gun per se and go for a shot, or maybe you can try some sneaky method to catch them. But then it's like, well, let's see where the rats are actually going or coming from. As you look further and further at that of the rats, very kind of sneakily like, you proceed to see that there are a few different types of even breeds of rats that are coming in and out of what seems to be like that hole in the wall. It's not like very often. It's not like a lot. It's just like every like every like uh 10 minutes, maybe a rat goes in or out.
Hmm. Well, that's gonna take some patchwork. These walls are what? Tile or what?
I'm gonna say in this kind of room, it's almost like a sandstone kind of aesthetic, but it would be like that of like uh, cheap. What am I thinking of? Not like clay.
Plaster. Like plaster.
Not like the cheap concrete. There we go.
Okay, so nothing flammable.
The
That's about all
there
he
is
needs to know.
plenty flammable in the room. Like there's like wooden like what do you call them? The things that people would stock stuff on. Like
Right,
they're just,
shelves.
yeah, the shelves, the like all the stockings, all the like, you know, edible stuff. Like there's plenty like that
Okay,
could be set on fire in here.
right. But the hole is nowhere particularly near anything flammable, right? Or permanent installations that are flammable.
The wall's made out of
No,
concrete.
no, the hole would be next to some. The hole's pretty much is right at the very moment, like in a way hidden, but it wasn't hard to tell to see from there. But it was like hidden behind some a couple of the wooden shelves that looked like they got pulled out because, you know, to kind of show where it is. But looking at the hole in the wall, do you want to like examine it further, or are you gonna just what are you doing here?
Well, is the distance between the hole in the wall and the nearest wooden shelf um far away enough that John feels like he could comfortably just stick the torch into the hole
I mean, yeah, you can stick the torch in there.
without, the shelf burning. Because anything that he could move, he'll just move
Yeah,
away.
yeah, you can move stuff around. I get what you're saying. You move stuff around, and you could technically, yes, you could put the torch in there if you wanted to. But are you gonna like go kneel down and put the torch in?
Uh, yeah. He's not gonna look particularly deep into it. He's just gonna stick the torch in. Um, Either the rats are gonna suffocate to death because they're rats. Something's gonna try to buzz through because the problem's worse than he thought, or nothing's gonna come of it.
Right,
Either way,
right,
it's the easiest current solution right now.
right. So this makes everything great because I'm gonna change up this music right now.
Uh-oh.
I have a bad feeling that there was a
The
wood
mutant
within
rat
the
comes
wall.
out, of course.
I don't know if this is the right music, so give me a second. Uh,
Sad piano. Oh no, this is a horror. Yeah.
oh, there we go. It is somewhat. I'll take it. So you
Recommendo.
proceed, John,
No,
to like
no.
reach in, to reach like your hand in further, and with that of the torch, pretty much having to kneel down because it's pretty much like what I was trying to say with the hole in the wall. It's not like it's just a huge hole. It's like a small little hole with some cracks kind of going to the hole, but like big enough for like a small, or sorry, like a tiny creature to get through. Uh, you proceed to have the torch, try to kneel down into somewhat of the like almost sandstone like flooring, and proceed to like put in that of the torch. And at first you listen to kind of like the crackling of that of the fire going off. You see that of the smoke, but the smoke, it's not like it's just like hefting back. The smoke isn't coming back out. And as you're noticing that, you didn't notice the coming down underneath from you, that of the floor very swiftly giving itself out to the point to where you start to even grab, like try to probably grab that of something like near you to try to hold on, But as I was saying before, being that of partially that of sand, uh, from sandstone to pretty much that of what feels like sand, there's nothing to grab onto as you feel yourself somewhat like not fully suffocating, but almost kind of like not being able to breathe for a second as you're very much being feeling like you're being dragged down and almost like uh almost like tunnel. One that feels like that of not a very long one, but a very kind of short, kind of like a roller coaster sand tunnel. Ooh. Going down into it, uh, with that of um, with that of what seems to be like that of total darkness. You do feel yourself on solid ground though.
And what just dragged me in? Is it still grabbing onto my leg?
Nothing dragged you in. It was the sand. It was like the sand was like a roller coaster. It was like wee, like taking you.
Oh. Okay, yeah, John's just gonna look around. Is this torch still lit?
After that whole thing, especially almost being some not like fully suffocated, but like somewhat suffocated for a second, the torch that you had is no longer lit. No.
Yeah, he's just gonna relight that torch.
Kind of dust it off a bit, give it a good old light, and as you light it, go ahead and put yourself on this scene.
Oh, I hate that.
As you find yourself to be in that of a two-sided dirt tunnel. You kind of like came in from like one of the walls, but like it's pretty much like you got forwards and backwards or like left or right, however you want to look about it. But you pretty much see that of what seems to be that of a very very dark tunnel, pretty much that of where even the smoke coming out from that of the fire seems to proceed to even go in um I'd say the direction probably forward. Like if you look at this, if you're looking at it like I am on the map.
Yeah, so John has a reasonable knowledge of fire and smoke, to know that wherever the smoke's going is probably outside, which means the rats are probably coming in from where the smoke's not going. Which also unfortunately means he has to be careful. So John's gonna stick his torch out in front of him. Wherever the smoke's going, he's gonna go the opposite direction. Using the torch to basically make sure that wherever is in front of him still has breathable air for him.
Mm-hmm. It definitely feels like you're able to breathe down here. Not like as well as you would above ground, obviously, but like it's still like enough to where definitely small creatures could still easily breathe.
I think the easiest way to judge this is between regular Piltover and wherever the hell Mundo existed. On that scale of 1 to 10, 10 being Mundo, 1 being Piltover, how difficult is this in terms of breathing?
It's not.
Mundo's like a
It's
fucking 13.
see Mundo. The issue with Mundo is because he was in the lowest level of Zon, so there was lots of reason behind that. To here, this is just like, it's just like you have less oxygen than normal. It's not like super much comparative to what it was
Okay.
down there. It's honestly
Okay,
like
so
very
like
much
a 2 to a
breathable.
3.
Yeah, it's just
A
it's
2
more
to a
of
3.
like it's more of like It would be like more of like because claustrophobic like breathing almost. Just not
Yeah,
that much.
that's perfectly fine. John's actually still comfortable, oddly enough, because you know what? After going to the lowest levels of Zon, this is basically still fresh air.
True, but I will say you are slightly crouched down because this is like 5 feet tall tunnel.
Absolutely. Emphasis on slightly. This man is. Oh no, that's slightly more than slightly. This man's almost 6 feet. But
Yeah.
yeah, he's gonna be uh basically duck walking by until he finds a nest or something that he needs to run from.
So you proceed to, um, kind of like follow that of the torch way. I assume you're saying the where the smoke is going. Um, give me. You can either. No, actually, no. I was gonna say perception check, but you could only give me a perception check if you had dark vision. I will have to say, uh, give me a survival check.
Absolutely. That's an 18.
You proceed. You proceed on in to where, um, to where the smoke is heading to, and as you're making your way slowly and slowly, um, trying to basically make sure that nothing's like kind of like sneaking up on you or anything like that. You're pretty much having you're having kind of a look around and starting to see that of more of like prints, not of very small prints, ones that you'd recognize as like very like tiny creature footprints. With your own footprints you're somewhat leaving behind as well, but you look into what seems to be that of the end of where the tunnel is somewhat leading to more of an open room area. And in this open room area, we are there we go. And in this open room area, you are going to see what seems to be like almost like 6 feet tall, gigantic looking rats almost seem to be. Um, and I say 6 foot tall because they're like hunched over, so they probably only seem like a lot smaller, like looking at them straight away. But if they stood up, they're probably like 6 feet tall. Um, but to be that of giant rats that are seeming to be almost like nursing that of smaller, like swarms of rats. And not just like one or two. This seems to be like a full nest as you kind of look in and see just a bunch of the red eyes start to somewhat stare as you're staring back.
John sighs.
So so you guys think we're not gonna have combat?
Um,
I never
and
said that.
because those are medium-sized rats with versus swarms of rats, yeah.
Mhm.
So like the medium-sized rats can't just pass by me considering small tunnel.
Oh, it's true. The swarms of rats that will get through. But also, I'm
Right.
not like representing all of them. I'm just saying this is where we're leaving you at.
Yep. Yep. It's okay.
I will
Uh,
ask, and this could mean a lot of different things. So I'm just gonna ask you the straight up question of, are you going to fight or run? And that's what you can leave it there with.
yeah, John pulls out his flintlock pistol and just goes, "Practice makes perfect." I but yeah, he's gonna fight.
All right.
He can run whenever he wants, but he should at least start off with a fight.
Then you prepare for probably the rat fight of your life. As we're gonna go to a much more lighter subject here, as I end the music of that. As we go into learning, who wants to do some learning?
Not me.
Uh,
I think it's
when I was switching
time.
over to me makes my heart drop.
Maury, it's all up to you. This is your classroom. This is your scene. This is pretty much if you want to go over through anything that you want to happen during that went through that we're doing through class here, as well as whatever you wanted to teach. I mean, go ahead, go feel free. This is your time. As I give you some nicer music.
Thank you, thank you. jeez. Oh.
Oh, that's not nice.
Ah, yes. Better music. Puts on the abandoned manor.
No, that's
It would be fitting for her character.
There you go.
She might still have trauma because of the last time.
So after she finishes her introductions, she really does not give a moment for people to kind of question anything or raise hands or start talking again, as she just keeps on going. And her tone, her resting bitch face doesn't change in the slightest. As I'm thinking before this, before all of this, before she came into the classroom and everything, she had brought out her what is it called? She had already pre-summoned her what is it?
The bird.
The unseen servant, as a piece of chalk will lift up in the air behind her by an invisible hand and begin writing the basics of what she is saying. So, like an outline of what they're going to be doing.
Got a couple
So, as
people's
she begins,
interest.
yeah, a couple eyebrows might raise or some shit like that. We will begin by analyzing and discussing the societal impact of these creations, from the beginnings of the widely popular Hextech here within Piltover to the recent development of Chemtech beneath us in Zon. We will draw from both examples to show as to why our societies deemed these technologies a necessity, their physical impact upon the populace, the key contributors to the creation, and what impact they may have on the future as they continue to inspire future generations.
You see many
During
people
this
writing.
time, during this time, you will begin learning how to design, form, and construct your own creations. Yet before that, we must begin in much simpler ways. And she will kind of pull out of what I imagine like a side bag or something that she had set out on the desk, just a few papers, and the hand picks it up and pins them up, and it's different pictures of pieces of technology that has like been very detailed, like drawn out on a piece of paper. And with them, you'll see one of like a portrait made of Jace, of Heimerdinger, of Victor, of all kinds of different people that have been contributors to Hextech and the dismantling of any magic-based technology, as was in the past. Within the foundations of our current Piltovan society, many paved the way for our existence here within this room. Our late Heimerdinger and ancestors who built our great city, Jace Talus and Victor with their Hextech crystals, the incredible Hextech machinery that pushes us beyond, and many, many, many more within Piltover that continue its advancements. And as she continues talking, you'll see different pictures of very notable inventors within Zon now that are put up, and underneath the a very fancily written Zon on the board. Yet they were not the only ones. Much like how this academy now supports the people of Zon, many Zonites have served to show their incredible ingenuity, integrity, and determination. Within recent years, we have seen an incredible boom within our Undercity, with the advancements in Chemtech, the developments of Shimmer, and the sudden emergence of the infamous Fireflies and their flight technology. Little seems to get in the way once their minds have been set on a goal. Some of the most advanced technology we have ever seen comes from such determination, for better or for worse. From Victor himself.
You see someone like raising
What kind
their
of
arm.
college do they just interrupt?
People pause for a questioning glare to the one who interrupted her.
Have
While
you
questions will be remaining to the end of my speech, I will answer this one now.
have you ever been into contact with any firelight equipment? I hear
I
that
have
stuff's
seen it
hard
in
to get
action
by.
before. I have seen it in action before. I have not been able to touch any of it as of yet, although it is a personal goal of mine to inspect it once or twice. Moving along, some of the most advanced technology we have seen comes from the determination of Zon, for better or for worse. From Victor himself as the co-creator of Hextech, to the recent rise in glass industries, perfumes, and tonics, and even the revolutionary Jinx and her destructive designs and weapons. From both cities, much of what we owe our daily lives and current societal standings come from these people, and are proof that when we work in tandem or against one another, we may either make or break our world apart. As we yet stand here, I am quite sure that many of you have been inspired by creations of the past and present, by these grand people who stood before you. Yet, you who sit here today, by the end of this class, I hope that what you will learn will be the catalyst for the future, for the further advancements of both of our cities, for the betterment of our people, for those who have inspired you, for those whom you will one day inspire. Yet, for now, I wish to understand who or what inspired you to be sitting before me. By the end of the week, I wish to see in some manner, medium, or make an object, written paper, or piece of art. Show me what makes you, you. The floor is now open for discussion and questions. If you ever wish to privately discuss your project or require help, my office is always available. If I am not there or am busy, leave a letter under the door. That is all.
You hear that of the masses whispers, whisper back and forth now.
Most freshman shit.
And as she finishes her speech, specifically the part about seeing the creations or past or present, she will activate Alexios on her desk, who will come to life and give a bow to the students.
You get a couple claps. Some people were amused. Some people are like, I'm just here to learn.
Are we gonna go over the syllabus? What's the grade percentage? Do we
That's
have
an
to?
excellent question.
Yeah, do we have to show up to every class to get a grade, or do we just have to complete the assignment?
Is that a legitimate question that is being
Yeah,
asked?
Cece raises her hand, and she asked that question just because she figures it might annoy you.
And also, is
Yeah.
something that could be set by the professors in this one, so it's even funnier.
Yeah, all colleges can.
You'll see the ever so, and this is probably the most emotion you've ever drawn out of Mori, the slightest twitch of her eye as she looks over to you. I imagine we discussed names beforehand, like
Oh, for
what
sure,
everybody was
we
going to go
had
by.
to.
Okay. She will look over to you. Your presence is required for my class. If you do not show, you will not be given a proper grade, Miss Cooper.
Got it.
You should
The
probably try to
syllabus for your
listen. He sounds like she said. They sound like they have something that could be very valuable to learn. You know, she's like whispering to Cece.
You see Cece kind of just shrugs and goes, all I know is I'm gonna write a paper about myself.
What?
with Mori's heightened hearing, does she hear that?
Because it's something that inspired you or who you are. I am myself.
I
It's
mean,
the-
I assume because everyone else quieted down for the moment being, yeah.
I'll say I'm talking loud enough for you to hear it. That's fine.
Mori will let out the smallest of sighs. Miss Cooper, if you wish to inflate your ego, you can do that in a different class. I have no interest in reading papers on yourself. You did not make yourself. Those who came before you did. And she will, what what is the invisible person, whatever, will begin passing out papers to everybody, and it has a syllabus of set class times, when to arrive, what to bring with you, the generalized like list of how this is going to go throughout the entirety of what I guess is the semester or year, and it is a fully detailed list of like
What
learning
is
and
this
analyzing.
on the list? A human skull?
No. You will notice everything is handwritten very, very finely, very beautifully, and kind of like a cursive font. I imagine some morons might not be able to read it, but she doesn't care. Ask a friend.
Phone a friend.
And yeah, and it has details of like the beginning stages of the class, like everything that you'll need to learn. She is providing her own. She is not requiring the use of any textbooks. Yet books may be borrowed from the library if needed for certain subjects. People are not being graded on the exact specifics of the class in a way of like there won't be multiple choice questions that you can have answers to that I'll just bullshit you by. This is a class to where she needs to understand that the people here understand how this technology works, what it can be used for, and to prevent the misuse of it, as well as the beginnings of making their own items if they so wish. It is more along student participation, active creativity, and the resourcefulness that can come from it, not from an academic, like, standard testing grade.
So how does CC and Ajax here feel that they've been given quite literally homework?
I mean, Cece expected it from what she knows of Moiri, but also is like in her head being like, Jesus Christ, this is a cover. This isn't a real. This isn't a real class.
It's very real to Mori.
Ajax is more curious than annoyed. So, like I said, he never had this experience. So he's just going to take it in stride for the most part.
She also, just like metagaming me in real life, fundamentally disagrees that you cannot, in fact, be inspired or made by yourself.
It is not more of. Yes, it is what inspires you, but you can't wholly be inspired by yourself. There has to be outer elements
Yeah,
that you
but I
look at
feel
and
like
go, that shit's
that's
sick.
true.
That's metal as hell. It's Mori's entire character is me looking at some macabre shit and going, I should put that in a character. That would be cool.
That's fair.
Well, Ajax, I don't know if you really know too many ways of how you become inspired, but I kind of have troubles thinking about my own type of inspiration. Would you care to work on this for the next week with me?
Yes, I suppose it's good to have another English a set of eyes, I guess, for the subject.
Well, depending on who you are,
Perspective.
some
There we
people would
go.
say a set of webbed toes, but that works.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, class will go by as is normal, I guess, for somebody who's being taught by Maury Sinclair, which it's a weird fucking class, all things
I
considered.
need to know how long is this class? Is this like a 2-hour class? Like,
This is
It's at a homeroom, and homeroom usually goes for like an hour and a half, at least to my knowledge.
so it's because it's going from pretty much the start of it's like homeroom going into your actual class, so it's like longer.
Okay. Yeah, my college did not have homeroom, so I need to.
I've never been to college. I'm just going off of what my brothers have seen.
They're saying homeroom not because it's like the room you have to always go back to, but it's the homeroom like this is like your guys' first class, so this is technically going to be
Gotcha.
your home
everybody's. So it's like an additional study period, as well as like where everybody sets up and stays for like
Gotcha.
the beginning morning class.
Oh,
Um,
also, can you move these kids off under me? I've been squishing them this whole side time.
Let me out! Let me out!
Help
I can
me.
breathe. I feel like I was suffocating for 20 years. I forgot little Tim existed.
Jesus Christ.
No, but you guys, with relations being formed here, well, I say relations, I mean more like, what do you call it? Form bonds, like bonds being formed here.
Acquaintances.
Bonds being formed between people, maybe some of the negative side of type of bonds for some others. In either case, time flies by as you somewhat kind of maybe even discuss amongst groups or with each other potentially what you may or may not even want to write, or just chatting in general, trying to get the class to go by. You guys get to that of what's probably been about 4 hours past from when you guys had started. Hey, you guys got time.
4 hours?
I told you it was. It's like it's the whole groups. You got the extra time to like study, do whatever, but then it's also you got the 2 hours of the actual technically class being taught, which technically Mori can use the 4 full hours for their class if they want.
Oh my God, no, no!
I'm just putting
Since
it out
is
there.
the first time that everybody's. I will say, Mori's teaching style might seem fucking rough. Like, she's Mori. She's mean as hell outwardly, but like those who look a little closer could realize this teacher's giving it us a little bit fucking easy because it's just open to ourselves to like see what we make and shit. Some might be lazy. Those people will be graded poorly, but
It's like the teacher from My Hero. He just comes in and goes like, "I give great advice," and then goes to sleep and lets people figure it out.
fucking Eraserhead, God, yeah. More or less like the idea, like she's still fully teaching a class, like on like she will grade people on paying attention, like especially when going over the societal impacts and like physical impacts of like what this technology is, what it can do, like if the students are wanting to make something, what their inventions could do. Very much if a tool can be a weapon or if a tool is a weapon, does it count for what it was made for or not? That kind of shit. She's strict, but not
Strict
too much
but
to
fair.
She's strict but fair. As long as you show that you are interested, she's very fair and does not hesitate to answer questions or help people that are struggling, and is very, very fair and everything. Very curiously, she's the motherfucker that has an air of electricity around him. What's his whole fucking thing? Like, what's his deal? Is he just kind of nonchalant? Like, is he paying attention at all? Is he?
If you've been paying attention to him even a little bit, you can notice that he's like, think he's got this class already made. And he's not listening. He's not caring. Like but he's also the type of like cocky that if you were to be like, you're not actually hearing what I'm saying, and then he repeats your whole sentence back, like he'll be like, he's like very cocky, smart like.
I need to know.
So he's like
I need to know for out of character reasons. If we do a paper, does it have a page requirement or a minimum requirement?
How mean do you be to the actual players?
Are
can
you
we
asking
not?
me? Are you asking
No.
me if I want you to write for this?
I'm
No,
asking you if somebody chooses to write for it in world. Is there a page?
If you want to write for this, I will be fucking ecstatic. No limits, no barriers. Fucking send that shit. I will love that.
Actual grade.
In character wise, there's probably like a maybe a limit of like a page or two, but as long as you get across what you mean and it shows that you were paying attention genuinely, she doesn't give a shit. because again, she's not going to give a 10-page assignment because she doesn't have the time to read 30 people's
That's a
10-page
lot of
assignments.
grading. That's a
Yeah,
lot of
No,
grading.
that's a
CC
lot of time. And while she,
CC's about to make 100 pages just to spite you.
I will read every single fucking word.
Don't put that on me. Don't Evan, don't put that on me.
I will.
CC's obsessed with
during
writing.
during the smaller moments of the class where she's giving everybody moments to breathe or focus or write down things, she is fully like cleaning herself off from the chalk.
I will say it has become that. I'm gonna get back to that. It has come to be that though of the end of the class, where pretty much it's time for everybody to start leaving. I would move people, but there's no really reason for me to move people here. But it pretty much comes to that at the end of the class, where it becomes to be that of actual lunchtime for people to actually go into the cafeteria. But as most people are passing by you, Bori, whatever you may be saying left or giving out something. In either case, one person somewhat sticks behind, not like while everybody else is still leaving. To be that of this of the fishman like person here. Excuse me, Miss Sinclair, was it?
Yes.
I
What
was
can I do for you?
well, nothing too much. I just wanted to say, in the future, in case I might ask a lot of dumb questions, I'm not very well used to all the customs around here, so I apologize in the future. But I hope you're willing to teach that of our class, and I got you this. As he puts down, you know how like you would get like an apple as being that of a new teacher, except it's not an
Yes.
apple, it's an orange.
I myself, oh my god, my heart, I love this child. Mori herself makes no discerning changes within her facial features and just nods. I appreciate the gift, and do not worry for any shortcomings you have. Ignorance is not a requirement for an apology. I assure you that you will do well within my class as long as you pay attention and give the effort that is needed. Thank you.
I feel like you have very kind words in there. I don't understand all of them though. As you see like that of a very like a smile like imagine somebody had 20 charisma. This is like that 20 charisma smile as he leaves.
Mori will just take a deep breath for a second, as deep of a breath as she noticeably takes, which isn't much, but we'll just go, okay, and just moves on to the next thing or whatever, and will fully pocket the orange and put it into her bag for safekeeping for later.
I will mention it's like imagine like a freshly picked orange. This is like it's a nice orange.
Like fresh. Oh fuck yes.
You
It's
also
ass.
notice as you were trying to kind of like wash like also some of the chalk you had in your face, you didn't actually notice the chalk kind of somewhat started to disappear as your face felt kind of like moist as like you go to touch and get the chalk off, like the chalk's already off.
Mori's gonna reach into her pocket and probably pull out like a pocket mirror, because I imagine she'd probably have one on her, just with makeup and shit.
Yeah, your face pretty much just looks like it had like, imagine if like there was like a little splash of water on you. It pretty much just looks like that, where it's like the white came off from your face.
She'll like start. She'll once everybody. I imagine everybody's still filing out. Yeah.
I just want to say, Onyx is right behind the fish guy. He's gonna give you like a side eye after you're taking that deep breath while he's walking out.
Oh, Ajax, you completely saw he did a small bit of like he basically like he didn't like splash water in her face. He pretty much went like did like a small bit of like magic sign that pretty much like prestidigitation on her face. It pretty much like turned the chalk into like just a little bit of water. But it was like very quick and like very subtle.
She probably like flicks it off a little, like the water's on her. She flicks it off and just moves on to the rest of the shit, and will not question it because So much has already happened. Give me just 2 seconds. I imagine that she probably has a little like list of students and stuff. The names of the 3 notable ones. Can you give me those names again so I can write them down? Because Maury would remember them. I will not.
So this is a little bit slightly telling to that of some bit of stuff going on here, but I'm just gonna tell you because you would have the list. The one that Cece was talking to. Sorry, not Seb. Step Jr., the one that you were just talking with a moment ago.
Fucking Bedard. I just caught that last name. Oh my god.
And then the last one of notice, I'm going to put up that full name there for you. There you go.
Shut the fuck up.
You know it's true.
Hey. Not yet. It will be.
All
You
right.
know it's right around the corner. Don't try to deny it.
As you guys make your notes or anything else that you want from here, everybody here, it's back here. Everybody here is essentially heading that to the lunch. Maury, you can choose to go to lunch if you want, as well. But I will say, even though you do get that of your free lunches, usually going during the time that the students are also having lunch probably isn't the best time just because it's very crowded. But also, if you're just hungry and want some food before most of the food of the good food goes away, probably your good chance. So, whatever you may take.
Real quick, does Steb Jr. have a last name, or is it just Steb Jr.?
That is
Junior's his
lit-
last name.
quite literally. Quite literally, I looked up some information, and right now, all he would have is Step Junior. He does the person that would be the father or mother does not have a last name.
Interesting. Okay. Thank you. So
All of you guys proceeding on, going here. Go ahead and put yourselves on the map if you'd like. Again, Maury, if you're not wanting to be here for this lunch, that's perfectly fine. But do state if you are or not. I will mention it's also potentially a good spot for you guys to catch up as a group if you ever need to.
I will say that likely she will go, but she's probably going to head in, I want to say 10 minutes after everybody else does, so most of the rabble sorts through and flows out, and also gives her enough time to fully clean herself off, like her clothes and everything, taking a minute to just make sure she doesn't look like a chalk ratty covered mess. She still has to be professional.
Does
and she'll-
Melinda come to lunch?
Yep.
Where's she at? I want to be wherever she is.
And she tried to deny it.
I never tried to deny it. Just not yet. I haven't gotten there yet. I'm trying to make a friend.
A friend.
You trying to make a new bank account?
That's what a friend is.
A
No,
friend
that's
is just
what
somebody
a
that you haven't
that's
met
what
yet.
significant others is.
I don't know about that.
More, you can also
You're
put
And
trying
look,
to
yourself
a
in
get
friend,
that.
if you're trying to
no,
get
look,
money out of somebody.
a friend will tell you bring your wallet, unless it's like stupidly desperate or something.
Listen,
Not every Zonite.
if I'm friend enough, then they'll willingly buy me things, and they call it something mysterious like presents.
As we are going to be at the session here soon, I'm going to say we are getting here into that of the cafeteria here. Everybody essentially arriving here at some point or another, and everybody get everyone. What's a I don't know. I'll just say whatever you guys are kind of like wanting to eat. You guys can pretty much order to eat and say that that's what you have for the most part. I will say though here uh during this part in time you will all kind of also learn about that of clubs, as lunchtime is also a good time for people to socialize, so all the people looking to get people into their clubs are here. For that of I'm going to go over that of some things about here. This isn't going to be all the clubs, but I'm going to tell you that of all the major clubs here that are kind of looking for people. Um, but I will say at the end of the day, as long as you have that of a willing professor and a couple students, you are able to make and start that of your own club. Some paperwork
Oh,
is
that's how
involved.
we're supposed to all get together.
That's if you want to go that route. But otherwise, there is the different clubs of right now. The study club. I don't think I really need to say anything more about a study club. There's
Go into
the
as much detail as you can.
we study about grades in our future. All right. So there's also the natural biologist club. This club's focused both on animal support and study of living things, be it person or thing. There's the oddballs. It's a club about making trinkets and knickknacks and small time gadgets that help everyday life. Yeah. So, anyways, there's the advanced armaments. I'm gonna skip over that one. There's some robotics.
No, don't.
What have you done? Meanwhile, John and the fucking
Advanced
and
armaments
his
club unfortunately requires you to be like a year or two into the college to actually be able to go here, because that's like messing with weapons.
I hate how
Great.
into this fucking college I am right now.
But you know
have
that's something they
sunk
would
my
do.
soul into.
I'm just saying.
God, yeah.
I look the whole look his whole fake backstory is trying to make arguments for his dexterity. That's the whole thing.
He's being denied. He needs to go to college more. Learn. But yeah, there's the robotics club, and then finally here there is the food club. And what does the food club stand for? Because it's food in all full letters. It stands for Future of Outstanding Dining.
I love that shit. Oh my god, it's so cheesy.
And those are all at least the major clubs. Any other clubs are kind of really more small time clubs, or not really clubs worth mentioning. And again, at the end of the day, if you guys wanted to make your own club and have something to go for into that, you guys can. However, obtaining and maintaining a club is a little bit different than actually just being in a club per se. So do with that information what you will. I will say during this time, you guys are all kind of getting yourselves situated, maybe talking to people. Maybe we might come back to this. Maybe we might skip over it. But most importantly, this is gonna be the end of the session, and we're gonna pray for somebody who's right now in that of the no joking you, no shitting you, rat tunnels right now. We will have to see what happens with them next time.
I was
Hopefully,
just out
don't
here
come
fighting
rat
out
food.
the entire university's rat population at once.
We
So when you
zoom
do
in
that-
on an upcoming next time. Ah! Just shooting guns out in the darkness.
You know, I
Hey, look.
fully think I can make hand grenades. I might
Can
actually
you-
have to double.
Can you post what you named Moiri's class again, by the way?
Yeah.
Yes.
Hey, look, it's like coming back
It's the
next time.
longest. It's
It's
either the
when it's
longest name or
kicking.
shortest name. One of the two.
Yeah. It's gonna,
The creation,
gonna
applications,
be-
and effects of technomancy and hexed machinery within the world at large. Or
Yeah, that's too
technomancy
much.
and its uses.
Anyways, either way, that's the end of the session. So thank you everybody so much for being here. Hopefully, as long as we at least keep up with the 4 people, we should be still keep our sessions going for now. But hopefully, we'll get another person or two sooner or later. But who knows? So goodbye.
And then
Yeah.